pass and it's an easy play. And I don't know if you know what I'm saying, but I think that's really important. I know I'm playing 3 times a week still, and if nobody gives you close support, it's a difficult game to play, to make plays, because it's hard. And if someone gives you close support, then it's an easy game to play.
On the puck side, and they're teaching triple drive now. Just crash the net is sort of what they do, and I think there's sequences of teaching attack, but creating that 2-on-1 is critical. Al, in relation to the tight turn, the evasive tight turn on breakout, that's my primary focus. The D has to go back, retrieve, and lose the checker. And your breakout is that evasive tight turn with timing and support. What doesn't happen up here, Al, is the evasive tight turn in the offensive zone. You've got direct attack, and then you've got offensive zone possession and puck protection and stop and jam turns to create space with your head up and maybe cycle, maybe go low to high. There isn't sustained possession and progressive sustained attacks in the O zone. I think the kids can do a better job on that. And that's why the evasive tight turn is a tactical skating skill with a puck that I feel is paramount to the game. And when you brought up the keep away game, I'll be getting every one of the coaches to add it to their repertoire. 1 versus 1, half ice or end zone, everybody at once, keeping it away. Great idea. The game will teach them to tight turn, and we'll go from there. Maybe the breakouts will be better because they've all done it.
Yeah, we play half zone games, and one of the rules is you have to make an escape move when you get the puck before you can pass. Like 2 passes in the end, you have to make 2 passes before you can score, and the puck can't go over the blue line or the other team gets it. But you have to make an escape move, so we don't allow them to get the pass, stand still, and pass because we want them to move to open space, and I think that helps a lot.
Al, I want to let you know about the passing stat. Tom had a mother who was quite vocal. We got her to keep a passing stat, and she keeps track of completed passes by player number. I've added to that because one game Tom was playing last year with U13s, he outpassed every team he played 5-to-1 ratio, 50-10, maybe worse. One game, Al, they made in one shift 7 consecutive passes. So now when we track passes, we use that little slanted line, every completed pass and every 5 cross line. But if there's 2 in a row or 3 in a row or 4 in a row, we write that number down. Because if you're making consecutive passes, you have possession. You're truly using your teammates and the whole ice. So
that's a good idea.
I think that stat and getting a parent to track it, and I don't know that you've seen pictures of what Tom shares. I just add to that the numbering of completed consecutive passes in addition to the individual. So Tom has that photograph of the whiteboard taken, sent to him between periods, and he just posted it on his Team Snap team site with every game, and they're conscious of it. So it's I think
she has one of the big whiteboards. So she tracks everything. She tracks every shot, the player, where they shot, their number, and if they score, it's a circle. She tracks the plus and minuses, and she tracks everybody's passes Plus, she coaches our team from the bench, from the stand. She's
Pretty
she's
active.
unbelievable, and she just put an Excel sheet with all these stats on it. She sent, so she's pretty amazing.
That's a good idea. I really like the idea. So I've tracked passes in the past. We haven't really been doing it this year. We haven't done that. I've done it in the past though, but not consecutive. I like that. I think that's a good addition.
Now listen, we're trying to pick the brains of everybody here. Hopefully, I don't know how I'm going to edit this or if I'm going to bother to edit it because it's loaded. Whatever age you're at, however advanced you are, to select what and try what you might want. And it sounds like, Al, you'll add the passing stat and consecutive passes to the awareness piece. Just tracking it and counting them sort of creates an awareness, an appreciation of the importance of the pass. I've always said that in hockey, hockey changes math. 1-on-1 equals 3 when you can pass. It's very hard to defend, but it's so hard to defend, as Tom discovered easy to defend a player who you know is going coast to coast, because you don't have to worry about the other players. And I don't know how many teams you play, Al, but is it 1-on-5 hockey in your area?
No, not at our age group, not at our level. It's pretty. There's a fair amount of passing. Probably the thing that we had the most, that's given us the most trouble actually, is the long pass. That's the thing that we have a harder time with this year, because I've been working with the players, especially weeks ID, about moving in and being involved in the attack. Is to getting them to recognize when, and there's a couple of teams in particular where the coaches like to send kids out to the outside the blue line.
Yeah.
So it's getting them to recognize when there's a threat there, and when to move in versus when to retreat, and that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of passing. Yep.
Tom, can you talk about slashing related to what Al talked about? Because that's basically the far winger who might stretch or leave the zone or come underneath the D but across the ice or get behind them or go to the far blue line. Go ahead, Tom.
We want the weak side winger to slash across if the D needs it's not an every time, but if the D needs, that option, and you have to slash in front of them, because if you slash too far, you end up looking over your shoulder for a pass, right?
Yep.
It's not a very good way to take it, and if the hitting hockey, you get your head knocked off. So slash across, and then they keep on going, and they can go up to the far blue line on the other side of the ice, and they're there for, they can tap it back on a long pass. They do it in the pros all the time. Flames game tonight, and that weak side winger ends up at the far blue line on the other side of the ice all the time. And they're also, if the other team's really pinching, which most teams in our league do, if you can chip it out, they can pick up that puck. And a lot of times you get a 2-on-1 because F3's gone to help the D, and that just weak side D is back. So they'll end up with a slashing winger and the centerman getting a 2-on-1.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't see a lot of the slash. We see, we'll see just the winger kind of floating out, like drifting out or whatever, and they'll just fire out a long pass to him. But we're pretty good on the pinch. We're really, really, really aggressive on the blue line. So I find on a strong side, they're really good at keeping pucks in. We worked a lot early in the season on the decision making. Like if they got full possession, that's when you retreat. If it's 50-50, or if he doesn't have good possession, then you go at him, that kind of thing. And then the partner backing him backing up the D who's going after aggressively, right? So that we've been pretty good with. It's more the weak side D and when to slide into the high slot versus when to stay back, because sometimes they'll get puck watching and lose track of the kid who's floating up behind him.
Well, puck watching is the bane of every level.
Yep.
You know, people are wide open behind you. You're watching the play in the corner. We've got last few games we've had trouble with that. They're there, but they're not there. And when I watch the NHL, same thing. When they get the goal scored on them, they're focused on the puck, and they're too late to the player that's slipping in behind them.
Yeah, that was a focus early on in the season, was the scanning. So we've been talking, like we use the Thursday video for habits and stuff like that too, and the scanning habit's been a big focus. We've gotten pretty good in our own zone with it. Not too much puck watching there. Like every now and again, and it seems to be every goal. Every goal's the same. They're puck watching.
Yeah. Well, last night we did defensive zone skating where they go, I had all the left wingers together, all the centers together, just kind of a review. And then when they were there, I showed them the Man-U puck triangle. It's a basketball concept. So you're in an angle where you can see your man, you can see the puck, and there's you. And you're on the defensive side so that you're not turn the back on the man you're covering. And then they're basically open. Just as a review last night, because it's been hurting us lately. We're there, but we're not there.
Yeah.
D don't like to go out, like when the teams play a high F3, they don't like to leave the front of the net and get out halfway. And it's too late. If they make the pass, it's too late. All they're doing is screening the goalie.
Yep.
They move too late. So it's kind of one of the things we worked on for 10 minutes last night. Plus, we did your skating, Wally, a little bit of, I showed them that if they turn their skate blades one way when the player's got the puck, there's no way they can go the other way. And, they're just basically getting out of the way of the puck carrier. So, inside edge with the right foot, the left foot, and kind of snowplow, controlled skating with toe caps facing the player.
Yeah.
So, did a quick review on that last night too.
Well, just wanted to get back to the passing here because a month ago, one of the U13 teams, Tom, did a 7-pass drill. The most chaotic, confusing passing drill I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The coaches had to stop it, almost a dozen times. And I was sort of scratching my head and saying, holy cow, is it passing fundamentals? But it was too complex, I thought, for the age level. But by the end of the session, they were able to do the drill. Not great, but they did it.
Yeah.
When I watched them play a game that weekend, they pass like I've never seen them pass. And then I watched their practice last night, and they did the 7-pass drill. The passes were sharp, probably 90% completed, and you had touch passes in there. And the one thing that we added to it was one of the last passes was they were going speed and too close together, and we got them to pass off the boards, use the boards. But it just goes to show me that the more attempts you make, the better you're going to get at it. And they'll figure it out in time. And
Terry Johnson always says it takes 3 times.
Yeah.
Once they're learning the drill, second time they're a little better. By the third time,
yeah,
they're just doing it, and they're doing it a lot better.
But the first time they did it, it helped them in the second game, even though they couldn't do the drill. So just that failure in the drill the day before, when they played a game and it wasn't patterned, they were able to complete passes because they were positioning better and timing better according to the game. And I think that's what, when Al talked about, let them play, they'll make passes under pressure. When you let them, figure it out. And the balance between deliberate drills and seeing them translate to a game, I now appreciate, hey, they can't do the drill very well. They can get better at it, like you say, by the third time, they'll perfect the drill. But I think it has an immediate effect on their game performance.